Hey, it's me. Dead by Daylight is a game that very much loves licensed content. In the past year alone, Behaviour introduced more than 7 licenses, from chapters to paragraphs to outfits. Dead by Daylight's recent obsession with licenses has had them overlook other members of their vast roster. Online, I saw a tier list ranking all killers. Overall, it was a subjective tier list at the end of the day, but at the very bottom was 2 killers labelled as unplayable. One candidate was obvious, Skull Merchant, who I'm trying to make a Rework video soon. Trust me, I'll do it before the sun explodes, I think. But the other killer caught me by surprise, honestly, and if you've not read the video title, it'll also catch you by surprise. The Ghostface. Ghostface has been a member of Dead by Daylight for just over 6 years at this point, and I agree with him needing some improvements to his abilities. Last time I did a video like this, the ideas I had for that rework were ideas Behaviour cooked up later down the line, and I'm not saying Behaviour saw my video, but if anything, I'd like to manifest similar good fortune for Roseville's very own Ghostface himself. But first, before we get on to how I'd improved this killer, let's recap his journey in the game so far, shall we? On the 18th of June 2019, Chapter 12 of Dead by Daylight was released for their 3rd year anniversary. This marked the first time for a few things in the chapter. The first time an anniversary chapter was licensed, the first time a solo character was released into the game, and also the first, but not last thankfully, original character introduced inside of licensed content. You see, Dead by Daylight's Ghostface wasn't actually part of the Scream franchise. Coming instead directly from Funworld, the creators of the original Ghostface mask. Due to this, Dead by Daylight had to create their very own Ghostface slasher. Thus, the character of Danny Johnson was made, a stalker who would learn everything they could about their victims, before invading and killing them inside their own homes. This take on Ghostface's identity was unique, and to many, including myself, is one of Dead by Daylight's most interesting characters. But enough of lore discussion. The Ghostface released with a power that isn't that different from the current one today, known simply as NyhtShroud, which comes in 3 parts: Stealth Mode, Stalking, and the Reveal mechanic. Pressing the power button, you enter Stealth Mode, becoming undetectable and gaining the ability to stalk survivors by holding the power button. While stalking, you move slower, causing all survivors within 40 meters and in line of sight to gain stalk points, which is only kept track of and conveyed to the Ghostface. Upon becoming fully stalked at 100 points, a survivor becomes marked for 60 seconds, suffering from exposed. The counterplay survivors have is the Reveal mechanic. While in stealth mode, the Ghostface needs to stay hidden visually, otherwise survivors can use this build in counterplay. Unless marked, survivors can look at the Ghostface to reveal him, causing his NyhtShroud to end prematurely, and then to become revealed with killer instinct to the killer. Another nifty detail of the Ghostface's ability is his crouch and lean mechanics. Even outside of stealth, Ghostface can tap the ability button to crouch, reducing his move speed but obviously reducing his visibility. While in stealth mode and near a corner, Ghostface can lean, comically, leaning to the side, which does more than just earn you style points. You also stalk survivors twice as fast. Other power details include when you perform a basic attack, your power ends immediately, and the power having a slick short cooldown of 17 seconds. The power fantasy of the Ghostface has remained somewhat the same throughout the years. Stalk from a somewhat distance while remaining hidden, then strike your unsuspecting prey. And that part is where problems begin. Unsuspecting. Ignoring the obvious issue with most killers to do with survive with friends, the second you see someone become marked, you tend to perform something I refer to as helicoptering on a gen. Due to the fact your camera needs to only graze a stealthy Ghostface to play the stinger of revealing them, rotating your camera 360 will alert you to any time he enters within line of sight. This paired with the fact that the reveal mechanic is very buggy, I think making a stealth killer's main form of stealth be countered by looking in their general direction isn't best in terms of keeping them strong and healthy. Power creep also doesn't help much, Ghostface being one of the few remaining killers who can't gain any lethality from anything other than basic weapon, while also being one of the few killers to not have any chase abilities, meaning unless you can successfully catch up, you can't do anything with your base power other than remain undetected while out of sight. Reveal also can be triggered by survivors on hooks and on the ground, meaning Ghostface isn't as effective as other killers at resetting back to their stealth in order to catch another survivor off guard like Wraith. The usual gameplay loop with stealth killers in my mind is chase survivor, down survivor, hook survivor, use your stealth power to then ambush another survivor, repeat. Ghostface isn't as effective at doing this because he can't go stealthy immediately at the hook. So how do we fix him? Luckily, I've brought up a rework concept I think solves these issues while still maintaining the character's identity as a stalker who pounces on their prey but not before skulking in the shadows. The Ghostface's new power, NyhtShroud, comes in 3 parts: stealth mode, stalking, and the noticed mechanic. Assume anything that I haven't said has changed remains the exact same. Special ability, marked. Once the stock meter is full at 100 points, the affected survivor is marked and suffers from the following effects for 60 seconds. Inflicts the exposed status effect. Suppresses their ability to tell the intensity of the terror radius. Upon performing a rushed action, marked survivors are revealed with killer instinct for 3 seconds. Think like the passive effect of Dracula's wolf form. While being chased by the Ghostface is granted a 20% increase to breaking breakable walls and pallets, as well as vaulting windows. I have now finally given the Ghostface a little bit more pressure in chase. Now when chasing a marked survivor, he essentially has base kit bamboozle without the window block and brutal strength. This will help him keep up with survivors when compared to other killers. And now onto the stuff that I've truly changed. Special interaction, noticed. While in stealth mode, survivors may attempt to weaken the Ghostface by looking at him. Doing so causes the Ghostface to become noticed after 1 second of unbroken sight, remaining noticed for 2 seconds afterwards. While noticed, NyhtShroud's timer will begin to passively decay its meter. If this meter reaches 0, NyhtShroud automatically ends. While revealed, the Ghostface will hear a noise cue and have a penalty to the rate at which he can mark survivors. If the Ghostface is noticed within 8 meters, the survivor responsible is revealed with killer instinct while he is being noticed. Marked survivors and hooked survivors cannot perform notice interactions. Just to further highlight the differences I've made with this rework. Revealing or noticing the Ghostface no longer is an instant power rob, which I think is what made revealing feel so bad. It's a buggy line of sight mechanic, yes, but at least with characters like the Unknown, their powers aren't instantly robbed the second you imply they're there. Implying the Unknown's behind you simply starts decaying at their power, so I think Ghostface should be at least in line with them. On top of that, the killer instinct post-reveal is gone. Instead, people have to be right next to you revealing you to do this. A common thing people do in last man standing situations is go into stealth, and if the survivor looks at them, they know where they are. I wasn't a huge fan of this mechanic, so I basically removed it. It still exists if the survivor is close enough, but at that range you're likely to hear them breathing, or find them eventually anyway. We're buffing the Ghostface. I'm allowed to remove, like, one thing I think's a bit cheap, right? Right. The obvious buff I've given him of hooked survivors can't reveal you, it's obvious. He needs that. I like it. It makes him more in line with other characters. But I didn't do this for dying state survivors, because I don't want Ghostface to become very good at camping a slug, because that would actually be awful in solo queue. No thank you, please. Anyway, let's move on to the add-ons. I love making add-ons. If you've never seen a concept by me, I make add-ons most of the time. By that, I mean all the time except my earlier concepts. So we're going to just jump right into this with Ghostface's add-on. Well, quick side note actually, I'm changing a lot of add-ons. Any add-on I don't mention isn't being changed. So let's start with a brown add-on, headline cutouts. In the game right now, this increases your speed while stalking someone, which I have not seen anyone run this before. I don't think I'll ever want to run it. I don't think it's a good effect that much, really. So now it increases your movement speed by 12% when you're crouched. This is already an effect of a blue add-on, so yeah, that's fine. But I've reworked that add-on, so now it's the brown add-on's effect. We'll get to the blue add-on later, don't worry. Next, we go on to the green add-ons, marked map. In the game right now, this increases the duration of Killer Instinct when you're revealed. I wasn't a huge fan of how minimal this is. I'll get into how I feel about the whole add-on that activates when you get revealed later, but yeah, for now I'm buffing this to also apply to the new kit. It increases the range by 6 meters that you reveal someone who's noticing you, and the duration of Killer Instinct reveal when they fast vault while marked by 3 seconds. Next, we've got Olsen's address book, which in the game right now, when a marked survivor fast vaults, you see their aura for 5 seconds. We already have a weaker version of this base kit somewhat, so I made a new effect, which is kind of a meme add-on, so I went a bit silly with it. When a survivor loses marked, you see them, and any survivor within 5 meters of them with Killer Instinct for 5 seconds. The meme play of this add-on is that you'd mark a survivor, but not to down them, to scare them away, and they'd go to other survivors, the mark will expire, and you'll find them and their friends maybe. Or you could just down them. Downing them's better. This isn't a great add-on, but I thought of the idea and I think it'd be funny to see people use this. Next we've got Olsen's Journal, which right now in the game makes it so that when you mark a survivor, they suffer Oblivious. Oblivious isn't that good in a stealth killer, considering we also have a weaker Oblivious in the base kit on a marked survivor, so I've changed the Oblivious to Blindness. Blindness is more impactful, and I'm kind of weirded out that Ghostface, to my knowledge, doesn't have a Blindness add-on. Like, yeah, no, he just doesn't have a Blindness add-on. What do you mean, to my knowledge? Anyway, next we have Telephoto Lens, which, when someone reveals you, they get a minute of Oblivious. I'm not a huge fan of add-ons with this design. The design of, oh, someone reveals you, and they get punished for it. Like, I find it fine on other killers, but this is like a counterplay that you misplay mostly, and the survivor gets the reward. That's good. Don't touch the counterplay with add-ons, and I think it's fine. I mean, I did do an add-on earlier, ignore that, I'm a hypocrite. So now, it's when a survivor is beyond 8 meters, marking them is with the leaning benefit, even if you aren't leaning. This will help for longer range marks, or marks that start at longer range. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Next we move on to the blue add-ons, with Chewed Pen. Chewed Pen is, in the game right now, one of 2 add-ons that increases the time it takes to reveal you. And this is the one that applies to the dying state. I could have kept this in the game, but I don't really like its effect. It's boring, and most of the time you don't run it, and the few times that you would need it, you're never running it. It's just one of those add-ons. So I've made it now. Placing a marked survivor into a dying state hides their aura for 6 seconds. This is like a mini knockout, or mini old knockout. Knockout got changed. I miss old knockout. But now, yeah, it's quite good on an ambush killer, and I'm a fan of it. Next we have Lasting Perfume, which has the old effect of Chewed Pen, but for hook survivors. So we have to change that. Now, it increases the bonus you get when chasing a marked survivor by 20%. That being the bonus of breakable walls, pallets, and vault speeds. I like these types of add-ons. I think it suits the character for having an add-on like this. Their chase power is just like a base kit speed buff while chasing people, so it won't hurt to increase their lethality by just a smidge. And at the end of the day, the most problematic this can be is in vault speed and break speed builds, which you're an M1 killer, it's not the end of days. Next we have Leather Knife Sheath. Its old effect I gave to headline cutouts, so I'm giving it a new effect. Ignore that I said it was the other way. Increases your movement speed by 5% when chasing a marked survivor. So, yeah, it's another bonus you get for chasing a marked survivor. And it's actually half the intensity of a 2v8 effect Ghostface has. In 2 versus 8, when Ghostface goes into his NyhtShroud, he gets a movement speed increase. Which, yeah, is pretty neat, pretty swell, doesn't feel that different. And I think it's neat to have it as an add-on. Moving on to purple add-ons, we have Night Vision Monocular, which right now in the game, when you get revealed, the survivor who reveals you gets exhausted for 10 seconds. I do not like this, especially as a purple. So we're giving it a different effect. Marking a survivor afflicts them with 5 seconds of exhausted. This is an effect of the other purple add-on, which I'll get onto in a second, but I think it suits this add-on better. Victim's Detailed Routine is the other purple add-on. I already said what its old effect was, so its new effect is, marking a survivor blocks all upright pellets within 12 meters for 6 seconds. I know, a bit of a crazy add-on, but it's a purple, so I think that's allowed. This is very good for ambushes at close range, like in Shack, or in a place where your only defense isn't a window and it's a pallet, so yeah, I like it. It's a purple add-on. Fight me, I guess. And finally, we have the 2 red add-ons. Ghostface Cotton Tape. Its old effect is still the same, actually. After putting a survivor into the dying state with a basic attack, you immediately get your power again. This, you'd think, well, why am I reworking it? It's the same effect. What's different? I added the effect of Outdoor Security Camera's old effect. If this survivor was marked, revealed the aura of all survivors for 7 seconds. So, yeah, people already ran both red add-ons together, so now I'm making it one add-on to save on add-on space, I guess. We're in a starving add-on economy, come on. Next, and finally, we have Outdoor Security Camera. Fully stocked survivors only become marked upon Ghostface entering within 5 meters. This is the ultimate ambush add-on. Like, how this works specifically is when they reach 100 points, they just don't become marked until you enter that range, and then the mark applies. This is better than the brown add-on that I already said, or I didn't say it, but I just implied by not changing it, was quite good. An extra 10 seconds of marked, try an extra however long it takes me to get within 5 meters of marked. It's an ultra rare, so I think it's allowed. I have not thought of a negative effect, because I don't think there should be one, and I'm fine with these effects, and it's an ultra rare at the end of the day. Sue me. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Let's hope if any Ghostface enjoys and fanatics enjoy this idea now if we can see behavior put something close to this in the game. But please don't give him a dash. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if new. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.